Hey everyone, today we'll be talking about the three lessons that I've learned from my clients making $500,000 or more every single year. Stay tuned for more. Okay, lesson number one. From the clients that I've seen that have gotten the best jobs or they are progressing quickly through their career, getting to that next level, getting promoted, getting that visibility, the number one lesson that I've learned is the power of focus. The power of focus. Now, everyone tells you this. Same thing. Focus. Focus on the most important things. But it's become sort of this like thing that everyone says, but very few people do. And there is a reason behind why this is happening. So people overcomplicate things. They don't go for simple things because by overcomplicating things, you're getting more places to hide. When you have fear, what fear loves is places to hide, to not take action, to not do things. That's what overcomplication gets you. And so what I'm finding over and over again is actually the PMs who are not doing well, they yet haven't broken through. They have long lists, long ways, long conditions, long things they have imagined that they're going to put in front of themselves before they get to that next stage. So I'll just give you some examples. So one overcomplication I see over and over again is, hey, in order to go interview at Google for that product management role, it's something that I will do 3 years from now. Because before I go interview for Google, I have to, be a product manager at this stage of company for so many years. Then I need to do this. Then I need to get really good at these kinds of storytelling. Then I need to do these kinds of interviews. They have complicated lists of things that they need to get done. While what I tell them is, okay, if you want a job at Google, why don't we do this? Let's learn how to tell your story really well. Let's make sure we sell that to land you the interview. Let's help you excel in that interview. And then let's button up and build enough support for you such that you actually get the offer and are able to negotiate a really high level of compensation. And that gets you into Google. End of story. And when we simplify things, that's really where that fear has been hiding, it comes out. What happens is that people procrastinate. They can never find the right stories to write. They promise that they'll get one, do one practice question a day, but somehow they never find time. And it's not that they don't have the time. It's that we took away everything that was hiding their fear, and that fear is stopping them now from actually moving forward, which is leading to procrastination, which is leading to all these things just not happening. So when you're overcomplicating things in any place, it's really because your fear is trying to find places to hide. Now, forget about finding a new role. Let's take it to another scenario that we run into all the time, which is, I work with people who have much to get done every week. They just can't find time to focus on the strategic things that are going to make a difference. And why? Again, it's this fear. It's looking for more stuff that's easy to do so that you don't have to do the difficult things. There's an author, Patty Azzarello, and she writes often about that people would rather do the 100 easy tactical things because those are easy rather than do that one strategic thing that is going to make the most difference. It's just where a natural inclination takes us. Now, simplification. People who are also making most progress in their career, it's not that they take massive scope. It's not that they take on every project. It's not that they must do everything themselves. They realize where their true contribution lies, and they know that that true contribution lies in things that is going to make them uncomfortable. And they know that wherever that fear lies, that is likely the area that they need to go in. Tim Ferriss, 4 Hour Work Week, one of his most brilliant statements was, wherever there's fear, that's exactly where you need to go. And so when you simplify, there's no place for fear to hide. It's right there. You're not overcomplicating and you're focusing on things that are going to matter. And I've seen over and over again that the people who have gotten to that 500K income, that $1 million income, having massive impact. And it's not just about income, it's the impact they're having, the scale at which they're working, the leadership that they're showing, the number of people they're managing, all of that ties well with where they're simplifying things and where they're overcomplicating things. That's where they're moving away from stuff. So lesson number 1, simplify, don't overcomplicate. Lesson number 2, be very clear about your personal brand. One of my favorite topics because there is so much confusion about what personal brand is. So let me simplify. Your personal brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. All the things that they're going to talk about you. What are they going to say? Are they going to say that you are someone who's very thoughtful, dependable, strategic? Would they say you're kind of an ass? Would they say that you are not leadership material? It's the things that people can talk about you, knowing that you would never hear them. That's really your personal brand. And I believe Jeff Bezos said that, but I'm not really clear who said that. So whoever it is, he said this was brilliant. So the people that I've seen who are making over $500,000, doing really well, they are architects of their personal brand, as in they don't leave it to chance. They don't just let things happen and the personal brand form in other people's opinions, but they shape it. Now, I know what you're going to think here, because this is where the dirty P word comes in. What's the P word? Politics. This is where people think that shaping your personal brand would mean things like forming alliances, would means acting deliberately in a way such that it's not true to yourself. You're not free to say what you want. And so this is politics at work. And so you must not do it because you're not political. You're not that manipulative person. You're not all these things. But again, if you're leaving your personal brand to chance, then you're leaving your career to randomness. Like, hey, this is what people think of me, and so this is how I get promoted or not get promoted or move forward or not move forward. Instead, I'll just mention one particular client I work with, very senior at Google, doing really well. This person could tell you, first of all, what are the 3 to 5 words that they want people to say about them. Second, they could tell you all the things that they've done in the past year to reinforce that. And everywhere where they acted in a way such that they're not proud of it. They're not building their personal brand. They're detracting from it. There's all these activities that are going on that work against those personal brand. And so what is really important here is for you to take control of that personal brand, because look, it's going to come back to bite you no matter what. We live in a age of transparency within your company, outside your company. your personal brand will affect the opportunities you get, the jobs you get, because look, people are going to do a reference check on you. They're going to reach out and figure out what you really are. The kind of speaking engagements you get, how much money you get paid, if you want to launch your own career as a coach, as anything, what do people think about you? Like all those things, they're going to add up, or they're going to go back to what brand you've built over this time. And so the personal brand that you're building, that has a lifetime value of millions and millions of dollars, or I would say tens of millions of dollars. So you got to take control. And I mean, think of it in terms of any company. Let's say Harley Davidson. It's a good example. So for those not familiar with Harley Davidson, which I would be surprised if no one is, but it's a brand of motorcycles. Right? That's what it stands for. It's about motorcycles. But it's one of the few brands that people tattoo on their body. Right? There's people with Harley Davidson tattoos. There's hardly any other brand that somebody would tattoo on their body. Why? Why is that? Well, it's because Harley Davidson doesn't just stand for motorcycles. It stands for certain values, certain associations, being free. Freedom is one of the first things that comes, where freedom, where, you're riding a Harley Davidson with your skull cap, or as I recently saw in New Hampshire, without any helmet, you're riding fast, you have this freedom, you have your own lifestyle, you don't follow other people's conventions, you create your own, you belong to a particular culture. That's a brand that's associated with Harley Davidson. And there's a brand that's associated with you that's making the people that work with you either your followers, people who look up to you, or people who think that you suck and they don't trust you, they don't think you're competent. All those things happening day by day. And the people who I've seen succeed really well have been very intentional about building the kind of brand that they want their coworkers to have, that they want other people to have. And I mean, they're even intentional about the brand that they want to have at home. Let me turn this to you. What would your son or daughter say about you if you have one? What are the words they would say about you? I mean, of course they love you. That's a given. But if they were to describe you, what would they say? That's part of your personal brand. And so it's intentionally shaping your personal brand is something that I've seen over and over again come up from my clients who are actually most successful in making $500,000 or more dollars every single year. Lesson number 3, know and own your inherent value. In product management, it's easy to question where is it that you're adding value. I mean, the engineers are writing the code, the designers are building the screen mockups. You're not selling, salespeople are doing that. What exactly are you doing? This is where a sense of confidence and having the right mindset gives you the ability to know and own your inherent value. And also gives you the sense of, listen, I can figure it out. I can figure it out. I know my abilities. I know I can learn fast. And I can keep going even if everything is not working perfectly now. So I'll give you an example. A client of mine landed a pretty senior role at Amazon. And he was asked in his interview that, look, we are looking for somebody with particular domain expertise in marketplaces. And I don't see you've done marketplaces in your career. So what the hell? How do we take you? And this person was like, look, I was upfront, and I'm already upfront that, look, I have never done marketplaces. But up until 2 years ago, I had not managed my kind of business, so business running on APIs. But right now, I'm running a business that literally powers billions of dollars based on APIs that my team designs, builds, maintains, showcases to partners. And I've done all of that. So I've learned all these things in 2 years and built this crazy business. Now, can you tell me, what do you think? Do you think I can learn marketplaces really fast and make it happen? Or do you think I need to go back and get a background in that? And the interviewer was like, oh, okay. In that case, why don't we move you forward to the next round? They know their value, right? This person knew their value. They knew what they brought to the table. And they just went ahead and made it happen. Despite that, they were not the right thing. I mean, I'm just going to give you an example. Like, I felt this so many times in my own career where, initial sense of, oh, by the way, I don't have all the things that have lined up. I mean, I wouldn't have launched my own coaching business if I was waiting for the right things to line up. But I knew that I had to go beyond that. I knew that I had to have confidence that I could figure things out as I worked on the business, as I launched it. And that's what I did. So a lesson from clients making $500,000 or more per year is that they know and trust their inherent value. They own it. They aren't afraid to showcase it in the right manner. They don't worry about coming across as someone who's bragging. They know they can learn fast. They have confidence in their abilities and they go for it. So know and own your true value. So here's a bonus lesson. I mentioned to you 3 things, but I'm going to add one more. What I've seen consistently is the people who've made this maximum progress have made a decision to invest in their career. A lot of us, most of us, in fact, assume that we have to go at it alone. That, we're this person who's figuring out this whole career thing, and it's a battle and it's a test of true wits and our ability to figure things out on how things work in careers. And if we can figure it out, we pay the price for it. But the fact of the matter is that most of the people who are doing really well, they have a cheat code. They're cheating. They're cheating by belonging to peer groups and masterminds that surface them and pull them up to the next level. They're investing in coaching and learn and teaching where people are giving them the shortcuts and also challenging them in keep shaping their interactions, how they come up, all these things, because they don't have to go at it alone. They just don't. They can get help. And when they get help, the value of that for their career and over their lifetime is at least a few hundred to 1,000 times what they invest, both in terms of time and money. And by the way, time is the more important thing. So what are you going to do? Are you going to continue going at it alone? Or are you going to make a decision to invest in your career? And by the way, you don't have to invest anything right now. Put your credit card away, because the first thing you should do is book a call with me or somebody from my team, intentionalproductmanager.com/apply. Book a breakthrough session. And let me clarify what this session is about. So this session is not something you can pay for. You apply to speak with me or somebody from my team. And the goal of the session is clarity. Let's clarify exactly what's going on in your career, where things are working, where things are not working, and what is it costing you. Then let's go on to what is it that you want to happen? What are your true goals? Not just what you're moving away from, but what you're moving towards. And then what is the step-by-step game plan to get you from where you are to where you want to be? If there's ways that we can help you, me or somebody from my team will certainly show you how. And then you can make the investment if it serves you to get to the next level in your career. But if there's ways that I can't help you, me or nobody from my team will try to sell you something that does not serve you. So that's a promise from my side. Because there's a lot of people who I speak to where I just tell them, hey, go do this. I'm not right for you. The person I just spoke to, where it's like, I want to figure out if product management's right for me. Probably not something I can help you with. But once you do make that decision, that that is this something right for me, then I can definitely help you make the transition happen. But going back to the lesson, the people who are making all this money, having all this impact, they made a decision a while ago to invest in their career and they're reaping the rewards. So it's your choice. What are you going to do? Are you going to make a decision to invest, or are you going to make a decision to just keep going where you are and let this be another YouTube video that you watched? So intentionalproductmanager.com/apply. Apply to speak with us. I look forward to speaking with you or somebody from my team speaking with you on the phone very, very soon. Take care.